Hello once again, my good friends. Larry here from Larry's Fountain Pen Reviews, and it's time for another review. So, let's go back vintage. I'm talking about the 50s. A good year, right? Back then, kids were introduced to fountain pens. At least I was, back around the 5th grade. And Sheaffer came out with a really neat fountain pen. To me, it just brought back all kind of cool memories. So let's look at this pen. This is the Sheaffer School Early Red Facet, as you can see in the barrels and on the cap, all the facets, and chrome fountain pen. It's a pre-owned pen, but the owner took excellent care with it. Didn't come in a box. It's got a real wide band at the bottom of the cap, and it's got the shorter clip with Sheaffer on it. At the top of the cap, it's kind of a cone, you would say, pointed upwards. And at the bottom, you have that same type of what I call a cone shape at the bottom. You may call it different, so be it. It's not a heavy pen. It's the weigh-in, find my notes, it's 7.8 G's. And the length of the pen capped is 5.06 inches. And the pen does post very securely, and it comes in at 5.59 inches. Made in the USA. Chrome trim, as you see here. And this is a cartridge fill fountain pen. Now, I couldn't find any Sheaffer cartridges. I know I have some, but where beats me. So I had to use a different cartridge, and it kind of works. So let's unscrew the barrel, show you going down to the bottom of the barrel all the way down. There's not really a step off there, but it's not really flush to the grip section, but almost. And you see another chrome band right here. And then there is a nice size grip section. And we got a really cool looking nib going on. I call it a semi-hooded nib. Look how the tips flare out. That is really, really cool. That is a cool looking nib by Sheaffer. And there is the feed. So we'll undo the barrel, and I'm using a diamine for right now, cartridge. As you can see, it doesn't go all the way down. So if the pen tends to not write like it should, it's not the pen's fault. It's because I don't have the correct cartridge in there. But I am looking for a Sheaffer cartridge. If I can't find any, then I'll have to order some. So this is the story about this little fella, the Sheaffer School Early Red Facet and Chrome fountain pen around the 1950s era. Again, it's a medium nib. Cap and body, they say it's out of a resin. So, nicely done fountain pen, really nice color. I will polish this up later and get a nice shine to this pen as well. It's really a neat little pen. So, let's match it up with another pen. I'm going to use the Pilot Prera because that's pretty close to this size. Almost as long as the Sheaffer. And it has a little bit more girth than the Sheaffer. So let's go ahead and post both pens and see what we have here. Now the Sheaffer is a little bit longer than the Pilot Pro, just a tab. That's interesting. It's got a nice fit for the snap-on cap, so that's cool, and it's not going to go nowhere. So let me get my old trusted Tomo River paper out, journal here, and we'll do some little writing and show you how this little jewel writes. It really is a neat fountain pen. And we'll post it. Now, if I didn't post it, I could still use it, but it wouldn't be as comfortable to write, at least for me, without having to post the pen. Right now, it's perfect. It just fits perfectly in my hand. It's comfortable to write. Long writing sessions. The nib is great. So here we go. And as you see, it's already stopped because of the cartridge. It is not the pen's fault. So here we go. And what I had to do was go ahead and just put some drops of ink on the feed, because the cartridge in there is just not working. So no sense trying to write with it. Okay, it's got a medium nib. And we'll do a few little S's here. And then we'll do a wet test. Nice wet nib. That is a nice, look at that. That is a nice, juicy, wet nib. So there you have it. Smooth nib, a wet nib. A nice looking 50s style vintage fountain pen. What's your take on it? Like I said, I don't get into vintage a whole lot, but there are certain brands I do like to focus on. I'm no expert on vintage pens. I am learning, and it's a lot of fun looking up the history, finding all the information out I can find on not just vintage pens, on any pen I do, because that way I get to learning too. Folks, that's going to do it. Time to cut out of here. I'm going to buzz y'all guys later. Until next time, be safe, wash some hands, and as always, my friends, don't text and drive. Check you later. Bye-bye.